Hey, what's up? This is House of Kicks, Taib from House of Kicks, houseofkicks.com. And I want to show you some quick tips on how to tell when you want to buy a pair of Air Jordan 12 Taxi. I was just cruising through the internet the other day and I came across these right here on Taobao. So I'm sure some people are going to buy these and trying to resell it to you and claim they're authentic. So I just wanted to show you some quick tips. Now it's hard to do this comparison when you don't have the shoes on hand. So I just picked one thing that I felt like was the most important part, and that's what you want to zero in on when you want to buy these online. All right. So now the first thing you want to do before I even get started, listen. When I do these videos, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not a shoe god or a know-it-all. I make a lot of mistakes, and I'm learning through my mistakes. So be patient when you watch these things. I'm not trying to knock on your hustle. I'm just trying to teach you a couple of things that I've learned myself. So when you see these, don't get too emotionally aroused and then you feel like, oh, I'm attacking her. Why is he always doing this now? I'm just trying to show you a couple of things. That's all. All right. So let me get to it. Now, before I even start, uh, the first thing you want to do when you want to buy these shoes online is this, man. Look, when somebody's selling the shoes online and you don't know whether the shoes are fake or not, number one, checklist quickly. Ask for a proof of purchase, like a receipt. All right. That's the first thing. And the next thing you want to do is check the box and the size of the box. Because sometimes the fake shoes boxes seems to be smaller and the box are always banged up and you can see the lines on it and they always sometimes the print is not the same, so it looks less bold. So it's always want to ask for the box. Sometimes you want to check for the stamp number in the box, the packaging. You know, how is it packaged? Does it come with all the stuff that you see in the retail store? And if possible, ask for another one. Someone online, call a store like Foot Locker and ask to see the box. All right, if they can tell what the box looks like, so you can do a quick comparison. Now, is the price too good to be true? That's the most important thing. So if somebody's selling a shoe that you know now is going for $500, and he's telling you I only want like $80, chances are he's selling you a fake shoe. Check the style number and the production date, because those are the key points. Sometimes the fake shoes they're producing like factories, and the style code and the production date may not be the same. So that may be one thing that you want to look at, and then check if the UPC code is valid. By that, what I say, this is what I'm talking about. Like when you see these shoes right here, all right, let me show you the UPC code on it. The UPC code is right here. This is the UPC code where you see the mouse pointing. So what I do most of the time is when I see these, I'll go on my Amazon. If you don't have an Amazon store, then you can't do this. So you can ask, and I'll put in the UPC code, and I'll show you. So I'll put in 888-507-503-145, and I search for the shoe. If the shoe doesn't show up, so to me, it's telling me that these are fake. So I'm not even gonna mess with it. All right. Now that's just one of the ways. That it doesn't mean that this is the only way you can do it. There's other things you can check. All right. Let me go back into this. Now, obvious fakes. Listen, if somebody's selling you a shoe online and you see this kind of stuff, like a box like this, you know he's selling fake. So don't even waste your time. Don't ask questions. Don't say, "Oh man, are these fake or not?" This is just a fake one. And I know you may not know, but Jordan shoes never came out with a box like this. Okay, so that's one thing. That's just one of the things that you want to checklist, quick checklist before you even get into the shoe. Now, here's the shoe right here. This is the top one is the authentic, and the bottom one is the fake one. Now, clearly, when you see the Jumpman, you see the fingers on the Jumpman. When you look at the authentic, it's not the same. The Jumpman, the shape is not the same. So if you see these, stay away from it. And if you look at the top here, where the tongue is, what I put in my mouse, you see the sock line doesn't overlap. It doesn't cover over. All right. So that's another thing that you want to look at. And if you look at the leather here, it's kind of soft and cheapish. And if you see it, this is a little bit more like tumble leather. Much better if you look overall here. And I want to show you on the Nike website what I saw. Let me go on the Nike website real quick. And see this on the Nike website. If you look at it, you see it looks like it's tumble leather, good leather. All right. So that's one of the things you want to look at. So that's one thing for the Jordan 12 Taxi. All right. So let me get back into the shoe. And when I look at the space in here, look at the space between the top and this portion here. You see that space is so much shorter than this space here. You see that? Can you see? And then that bump, when I was doing the Flu Game 12, the bump, there's a bump here. It's not smooth. You see that bump when I put my mouse? It's kind of bumpy. You can see there's like a gap there. But if you look at Authentics, let me go back into it. You see that? You can barely see the bump. We see where my mouse is pointing. There's no bump there. Just very smooth. A little, you can see the little line, but again, it's not too bumpy. Let me get back into the shoe. And you see the spacing between this line and this guy, and the dotted line here. You see that? You see that? It's a small space. And if you look at this line, where the line begins, where I have my mouse pointing, that's where the line is on this shoe. If you see that space here is a little bit bigger. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have the shoes in front of me, so I can pick out some other things. But these are the most obvious things that I saw. The jump man. So zeroing on the jump man, this jump man, and the leather here, and where the sock liner is, where it doesn't overlap. So that's one of the things that you want to look at. Now let me show you the actual shoe on this website. So this is the shoe on this website here. Now, obvious things that you might want to look at as well. You see the thread? Look here, the stitching. Stitching is awful. It's really bad here. Bad stitching. Let me scroll down. See the stitching here where my mouse is pointing? Pretty bad. All right, pretty bad. And it's kind of bulky. It's just a little off. So I don't have the shoes in front of me, so I can't really say much. See that bump here? That's a big bump here. It's not smooth. It's not smooth, and the stitching here is a little awful. So you also sometimes want to look at the insoles. See the stitching here? Pretty bad. Back here, bad stitching. All right. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. So quickly, hopefully that helps you if you want to make your purchase. So before I get to the conclusion, checklist is always key. So make sure you have that checklist and check it. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more stuff. All right. I hope this helps. Thanks.
What was that?